Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Thrifting is totally back in style and for good reason. You can find incredible deals on beautiful clothing and so much more. Joining us now to help us score great deals when shopping secondhand, we welcome Associate Professor for the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, Kristin Mariani. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah. It's so good to be here.
I think a lot of younger people are discovering thrifting for the first time. And some of us are remembering what a great way to shop that it is. There's so many benefits to shopping secondhand.
This is so true. I'm noticing with my incoming students how interested they are in thrifting, the environment, transforming existing clothing.
And there are some things that we can look for, tips you have to help us get the best deal, find the best stuff when we're out and about. Where should we start?
My first tip when shopping secondhand is to trust your sense of touch. If something feels good on your hand, it will feel good on your body. This is what I teach my students at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. These are Fashion Design 1 students. We take a field trip to a thrift store. I have them grab a cart and let their hand guide their shopping spree.
What a great hands-on experience, literally, and way to learn while out and about and getting a shopping trip in too. What about if you find something that you really love, but maybe there are some imperfections to it? Are there some things, some alterations that we can make?
Yes, this is another thing I tell my students at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, is that try not to shy away from imperfection. A flaw is an opportunity to transform a garment, to make it your own, to turn it into a distinct visual element where no one will have the same thing that you have.
That's a great way to look at it. And what about kind of the opportunity to shop local depending on exactly where you're doing your secondhand consignment, thrifting, whatever it might be, but kind of learning about the stores that you're going into before you start spending there?
Yes, it is important, I think, to do your research. I talk to my students about this issue as well at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. And I practice this when I'm designing for my label Red Shift. Do your research before you donate or shop. Luckily, there's a lot of options to shop secondhand, from mass thrift store chains to local secondhand shops that actually support local causes in your community. This is my first choice, always, is to go to that place that is within my community where I know that not only will I find something special, but that my efforts contribute to helping others.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. What about those bins we just showed a photo of? Those can be really overwhelming. Have you had success stories of kind of going through all those materials?
Absolutely. In a situation like this, when you see, this kind of bulge of clothing, I recommend looking for color. So right now, if I were reaching inside of that bin right now, I would go for that red. I'd want to know what that feels like. Then I would want to turn it inside out. Look at the care label. What is the fabric composition? How do I care for this material? How is it made? Is there enough seam allowance in this garment for me to make a alteration to fit me? All these things are very important.
Do you have any favorite things that you found at a thrift or a secondhand store?
Oh, I have many. I have many treasures I've found. And right now, over here, I found this beautiful red sweater. It's a vintage Sears Roebuck wool sweater. I found that 3 weeks ago in a local thrift store. It had 3 holes in the front of it. I patched it. I made a massive patch out of repurposed t-shirt graphics that I collect. and I turned it into something special for myself.
That is so cool. What an adventure. You're inspiring me to head out on a shopping trip very soon. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Well, thank you for allowing me to share, Hannah.
Of course, we'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.